Shit.
Yeah. Good recovery day.
Yeah, yeah. So I was just really chilling, and I went and had dinner with
Okay.
my boo or whatever.
Where'd y'all go?
Uh, Jinya.
What's that?
It's ramen.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You like ramen?
So is that kind of like pho?
Kinda, but it's
Okay.
like it's a different noodle. Like the ramen is a little more, I guess. Pho is like, what is that, like egg noodle or something like that? It's just
Mhm.
a different texture noodle, but it's kind of around the same. Like pho got broth, and ramen got broth too, but
Mhm.
it can be like more of a. It's not so soupy. Like
Okay.
it's like I don't know, more a little saucy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, that's all you did was just kind of just
Yeah,
chill with the. Okay.
just chill, recover. That news kind of hit me a little
Oh
bit,
yeah.
so I was trying to process that because I didn't really know like
Yeah.
how I was feeling about that. Like, um,
Mhm.
death can be weird, So
Mhm.
it's like I'm like, and I experienced death like as when I was young. Like, um, my dad, he passed away 2 days before my 10th birthday,
Mm.
and I was a daddy's girl. Like, that was my dog. Like,
Mhm.
So and I felt like at that time, I I didn't really, uh, I wasn't properly, I guess, trained or guided through how to process that, process my emotions about
Okay.
that. And like,
Right.
so, being young, losing somebody so close to you, and then, I'm going through this traumatic thing where it's like, I didn't know like I'm gonna be angry and I'm gonna be like there's stages of grief and that I just you know the people around me weren't educated. All they could
Yeah.
do was like, we could take you to talk to somebody, but I'm like,
Right.
I'm not trying to talk to nobody,
Mm.
like.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I feel like ever since then, like it like impacts me differently. I'm
Mhm.
like, I don't know how I feel in the beginning. It like takes me time. So yeah,
Mhm. Okay.
yeah,
So let me give you a proper introduction.
yeah, yeah,
All
yeah. We
right.
got
First
we
of
we was
all,
in there.
right, right, right. Welcome to another Cold Game Conversation. I am your host, Jazz Avante, and here we have a special guest with us today. Z, I'm gonna go ahead and let you introduce yourself.
Okay, okay. I'm Z. I am also known as Black Butterfly Tattoos. I do tattoos. I'm an artist, all around artist, into a lot of different creative avenues. Fashion, things like that. So, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, where you from?
I grew up a military brat. So,
Okay.
I was born in Cincinnati, Ohio,
Okay.
but I moved like every year
Mhm.
after that. My mom literally moved out of there. So
Mhm.
I grew up all over the states, honestly. Las Vegas, California,
Mhm.
Oregon. So I've always called myself like a gypsy, like
Okay.
so.
Mhm.
But Houston is my home now. Like I've
Okay.
been here like 9 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when did you finally like get settled here?
Um, I would say when I was around like 23.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was around 23, before I first got introduced to Houston because I came out here my junior year. I went to Cy-Fair High School.
Okay.
So yeah, so I came down here, did 1 year here, and that kind of introduced me to Houston, and then
Okay.
kind of like made friends, things like that. So then I ended
Okay.
up coming back. My aunt, she also stays out here, so I have a little bit of family. So
Okay.
it yeah.
Okay, so take us back. I want you to take us back to your earliest childhood memories,
Okay,
right?
okay.
Give me some, I guess, lessons that you've learned during your childhood.
Mm, so I feel like one of the biggest things that shaped me, my dad, he told me when I was young. He put it so bluntly, and for me to be so young, but he was like, "Can we cuss on here?"
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he was like, "Look," he said, "Brigitte, that's my name. Every woman got a pussy,
Mm-hmm.
but not every woman got a mind."
Mm.
He said, "When you walk into a room, they're gonna respect you off your mind, off rip."
His
So
word.
I also had a stepdad I grew up with.
Okay.
He came in around when I was 3, so I had both fathers,
Okay.
in the picture
Mm-hmm.
when I was growing up, obviously until, but they're very, very hard on me academically. You know, very much pop quizzes, very much book reports on the summer, very much.
Really?
Yes, like
That's what's up.
man, it didn't seem that way. It didn't
Pops
seem
was like that?
like man. I'm
Wow,
talking
that's what's
about.
up.
Have you ever heard the book Crime and Punishment? It's like it's a heavy book.
What's the name of it?
Crime and Punishment. It's a Russian or German author, but heavy book, big ass words. My stepdad, he made me do a book report on that. I think in 8th grade, and it's like a college level book. Like, yeah, like he's
Wow.
like he came in, he was like, "Here's the book, here's a dictionary. You're gonna need it." Yeah, yeah. So
Talk about having such masculine figures in your life at an early age. Like, how did that shape you into the woman that you are today?
it played a huge part. I feel like it played a huge part because I feel like I wasn't just validated on how I look. I think that's something that the what my dad said, what he was trying to get into my head is like there'll be plenty of pretty girls that will get opportunities off their looks, off their charisma, you know, blase, blase. But you know, but when you open up your mouth and have a conversation with somebody, like can you impact them? Like how can you, you know, shift the room in that way? And I feel like one thing that I noticed, like just with this generation or just with what we're going through, like especially with social media and things like that, is that women crave validation. They crave attention. Like, and it doesn't even matter what kind it is, really. Like, and I think that it kind of like shifted that for me, where like I rather different type of compliments. You know, I rather impact you in a different type of way. Like, yes, of course, you know, okay, I look good, da, 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 da,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
like, can you take something away from me? Can I
Right.
plant a seed in you that you're gonna like?
Really? And you learned that at an early age. That's
Yeah.
a blessing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow. Cause I'm the oldest, right? And I feel like, you know, God put it on me to be that tutor. He put it on me to be that leader. He put it on me to, you know, put the pressure on my back to help lead my little sisters. I got two little sisters that like they really are dependent on me to like help them. You know what I'm saying? And I can only do what I can do. At this point, you know, one of them, she's grown and I'm still, of course, here. But I tell her, babe, you are at the age to where you need to make your own decisions. I'm here to support you. I can't make the decisions for you. But I know that God put it on me to be that leader, and I take that role and I run with it. You know, and I tell my clients, I tell, you know, just everybody, like, a question, asking somebody how are they feeling, that could go a long way.
Absolutely.
Because I exert so much energy. I exert my energy endlessly. Number one, I know that because I signed up for that. I understand that, and it is it's my duty to replenish myself. But you will never know a simple question asking someone, "How are you feeling?" How are you really feeling, and really care about what they say. That goes a long way.
Right. Absolutely.
So I'm asking you, how are you feeling, Z? How are you feeling right now?
I feel open. I feel clear.
Okay.
Like I'm not in a rush. That's a big one for me because I'm a doer. Like everything, and I'm a fixer. Like that. Those are my like
Yes.
So it's like when something's not going my way or something, you know, or if I feel like I've hit a place of stagnancy or something like that, then I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? How can I fix this? How do I shift this? But sometimes in life, it's not to do. It's nothing to fix. It's to usually look. It's usually to observe, to sit still and to observe.
That's powerful. What you said right there can just go over people's heads. I want you to explain that.
Okay.
What you just said. That was very powerful what you said. Now.
Okay. Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Like I feel like we're just in a hyper productive world where and to piggyback off what you said, that how are you feeling? How many times do you ask yourself that? I think that is the root of, what that observation is. It's like the times where I feel like I've hit a plateau or anything, it's almost to reassess and recalibrate and also see, okay, the blockages are not coming from the outside. They're coming from the inside. And it's usually a re-evaluation of my feelings, what internally is blocking the forward motion, Like, it's like, okay,
That's powerful,
I'm
man.
still holding on to this, or I still got, baggage over here, like, yeah, man, yeah.
What that sounds like you developed an intuitive relationship with yourself. What brought you that clarity? What brought you to that connection with your higher self? Because that's what it sounds like to me.
So, and this we could break this all the way down.
Break
but
it all the way down.
Me and my best friend, like, man, I'm so grateful for my best friend. We This is one of the few people that I can really dig deep with. Like, we get real gritty with it. Like, really breaking down and unpacking things. Like, so we came up one day with something that we called the internal family structure. And basically, we realized that we have a masculine and a feminine, which is usually a representation of your mother and your father figures.
Okay.
So they hold these qualities, good or bad, within them.
Okay.
Then you have your inner child, which is at your purest form before filters were put over you, before
Right.
you were told who you were.
Right.
And then you have your adolescent. So when you evolved from the little baby or the toddler who was free and then you wanted to start to be accepted, when you really wanted to start to develop an ego and
Okay.
things like that. So
That's the adolescent.
that's the adolescent.
Okay,
So that's your
okay.
teenager.
Okay,
Because
okay.
and a lot of people stuck there, like, but you feel me? Like, so
Okay.
yeah, so you have a family structure within you, and then we also have one other element, which is your shadow. And your shadow was the one who stepped in when you couldn't. When you
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, so
Whoa.
it's like, yeah. So, like, when whatever it was that you were facing, you didn't have, the intellect to, or you didn't have the emotional capacity or whatever, something came in, to be like, this is how we're gonna handle it. And then we usually, like, keep them at the driver's seat because that's the strongest person in there usually. So it's like, I may not like the outcome of the way I respond to certain things, but I don't know how else to respond. And this is the way I responded every single time. So it's like when you get triggered, okay, how do you respond? Oh, okay, I'm going to respond like how when I used to argue with my parents, or, when I used to, deal with that traumatic situation. And that was just the best way I knew when I did it.
Ooh, okay. Talk about, I want you to go all the way back, right? Talk about some things that you've had to endure that you look back and be like, damn, like I really made it through that, whatever that may be. Talk about some of those struggles, whether it be whatever, physically, mentally, whatever, in whatever aspect in your life.
Yeah. I dealt in my adolescence. I traveled a lot. Like, I left the house when I was 18. Me and my stepdad, we bumped heads a lot. So uh I would couch surf pretty much, and so I was homeless for a while. Like, and then I felt like through that I didn't really, like, know if I could, like, stand on my own 2 feet. I think I became, like, real codependent, on friends, on, family, on a relationship or whatever. So, like, I found a lot of, like, and so that's the other part of it. So like, even though I told you like, oh, my parents, embedded these things into me, it was like the emotional part lacked though. So I was very intelligent, very but
Okay.
I didn't learn the emotional part.
Okay.
So that's where the attachments would come, and I would
Okay.
find
Okay.
value through that. I'm like, oh, okay, I know I'm smart and I'm all this, but then, like I said, I didn't have that emotional soundness.
Really makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then, so I had to. That's how I learned that was
Okay.
continuing to mesh with people and places and things that I knew I was better than, but I couldn't get myself out of it because I depended on it so much. Like so that right before I became a tattoo artist, I also was homeless. I was staying at hotels and things like that, and staying on my car, and it was like right before or right when COVID hit. So I was working at Amazon, which I hated so much. Like, and it was just like I was going through a tumultuous relationship too. So, and I was staying with her at the time, and I just got to a point, and this is like such a big thing. Like, I think people underestimate this point that I'm about to make, but when you're just fed up, like you're fed up and you're just you're tired. Like you have to make a change. Like I just have to make a change. So that's when I was like, look, I know if I stay with you is it's not gonna be good for me. But I know that I'm gonna have to be real uncomfortable if I want to move out of this space. And it's like, ugh,
I resonate with that.
so it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But one is growth and one is stagnancy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like so so I was working at Amazon. I knew I couldn't continue to do that because it was just weighing on me so much. So I had taken my last paycheck from them, invested in a whole bunch of tattoo equipment, and I just started tattooing, man. I had a coworker there who he was like he like all everything will be so divine. Like, I met him, and before he even knew that I, had any artistic abilities, he was like, yo, if you tattoo, like, I'll let you be my canvas. Like, I'll let you be my canvas. Shout out to T. But and I was like, bet. I was like, so invested, into the equipment. Before that, the girl that I was with did, help me buy my first machine. So then with that money, I got better, better
Got it.
equipment and stuff. And she would let me practice on her, and then I
Okay.
started practicing on him. So like it was like, and then it was just a snowball effect from
Got it.
there.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, so.
Talk about the mental roller coaster that you were going through at that moment that you were at your woman's house.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Like, what, when you said I knew I had to make a change.
Yeah.
What sparked that? What sparked that knowing that you had to get up and go make something happen? What sparked that?
It wasn't outside of me. I couldn't expect anything outside of me to change unless I changed the patterns.
Okay.
Like I was living within a pattern. I was living within the same responses, the same it's like the definition of insanity. Like, I can't sit here and stay here thinking that things are going to be different or try to even manipulate this situation so that it can be different. It's
Right.
dead.
Yeah.
It's dead.
Yeah.
It's dead. I can't. I'm trying to water dead flowers. Like, so it's like, and it's not to say like, oh, this like can't be restored later on, whatever.
Right.
But it was like at this point, I have to acceptance. That is the thing. That was the get up. It's accept where you are and accept that you're putting yourself here. You doing this. You're doing this. So regardless, we don't have to do the blame. We don't have to do the shame. We don't have to. And I think that's what gets people caught.
Right.
Keeps people in it because it's like,
Right,
well,
right.
it's like you have to shed all that and just be like, I don't care. Like,
Oh man, that is so beautiful. I talk about that. The day that my life completely changed was the day that I knew, and this is so cliche. I was sitting in my apartment. I was watching YouTube. I was looking at something, taking notes or something. And this just inner knowing of Jazz, nobody is coming. It just came upon me. It just came upon me just out of the blue. I'm literally sitting there writing down my notes, and it's just like, yo, like, you can't stop. Like, if you don't go, none of this shit that you working on is going to manifest. You are the sole purpose of this shit, excelling or failing.
Exactly.
So once I came into that, I'm like, okay, that day right there literally changed my life, and that just put me in overdrive. I'm like, okay, I can't blame my parents no more. I can't blame my childhood. I can't blame it. All I have to do is extract those lessons from those times. And don't try not to make the same mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people that day right there when I knew that nobody was coming, that shit like lit a fire under my ass. Jazz, get your ass up, because ain't nothing gonna happen unless you make it shake.
Exactly. You gotta learn it. You gotta figure it out. Like, and I think that's one thing that my parents instilled in me too. Like, my stepdad would never tell me the answer to anything. He would never tell me the answer. He'd be like, "Go look it up.
Go look it up.
Go look it up." I'd be like, "But what? Go look it up. Like, go look it up. Go figure it out.
That's
Go."
good.
Yeah, and man, I'm so grateful.
That's what's up.
Because I'm gonna figure it out. Like, in all the situations that I dealt with in my life, I figured it out because I
Right.
didn't just sit there, you know. But I also wanted to touch on you talked about extracting from those experiences, and I touched on the shadow, and I feel like a lot of people don't like to do introspection because they don't want to go back to those periods of trauma or those periods of, you know, chaos and things like that. Or
Tough.
it's heavy.
Very tough,
It's
very.
it's an emotional work.
Yep.
And but what I realized within, my internal work is that that's where the gems are. You're gonna continue to do the thing over and over again until you look at it, as painful as it may be, and be like, and take some accountability in that, and be like, and validate yourself within that too, because that's how you heal. You're like, that was fucked up. That was fucked up. And you may not have responded the best, but you responded however you felt. But also, you see this, you see this, you see this. Don't forget that, so that when we run across that again, we can recognize it. But if you never just sit down and look at the thing, you can't recognize anything.
Right. Yo. Intuitive relationship. If you don't look inward, you can't see that. Very powerful. Goodness. So let's dive into that introspection. How did you even become abreast to that?
I would feel like I found different teachers along the way. I think the first one that really like turned me inward was a a teacher. His name is Muji,
Okay.
and he talks a lot about self inquiry. That's what he calls it, self inquiry. And what he does is he like continues to ask questions. So somebody might come up to him, he does like this thing called a satsang. So a whole bunch of people come and they listen to him speak. He gives them a chance to ask questions and things like that. So they always are along the lines of like, how do I stay within presence? How do I not let all this mind chatter, sway me and overwhelm me or get me, like out of my alignment,
Right.
And what he does is he just keeps asking them questions to make them go inward to observe. And he puts a lot of emphasis on who is speaking. Who is speaking? Is it because there's the self and then there's the mind. The self is an observation of the mind. There's something that's listening to it.
Say that again.
So there's one who is speaking and then there's one who is listening to the speaker.
Right.
So we automatically identify with the speaking.
Okay.
But the mind itself has been programmed by this person, social media, whatever. It's because it's a sponge. It's like it's more like an antenna. So it like just picks up on the frequencies and everything like that.
Following you.
So it's not necessarily your thoughts. So, but you can identify and bring emotion to it and make it grow. And it's not even your fault. Like, it's like somebody being like, "Oh, you're stupid," and you're like, you know, you're not stupid. Then it doesn't have any emotional charge. It's
Right,
it's
right.
just in and out, you know.
Yes.
But you grab it when you, I'm not. How dare you call me stupid? I got a degree and da 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 da.
Yeah.
But because of that, it's that trigger of your insecurities or whatever. Like the ego is being triggered, you know. So
Man.
so there's something that's observing, and he always says like, who is speaking? Who is the one like, oh, it hurts so bad, and he's like, who is the one in pain? The person or the self? Because person is short for persona. So it's like, for persona, it'd be like in a play. You have a role, you have a character.
Right.
Jazz is your character,
Right.
but you're not Jazz.
Right. Yeah.
You are the observer of Jazz.
Ah.
You feel me?
Nah, I definitely feel you
Jazz
for sure.
has she has characteristics. She has things that she likes, she doesn't like. She has things that were instilled in her. She has, stigmas and all these other things, but
Right.
that is your person that you're navigating in this realm with. And it's good to learn your person, because then you can help navigate it without, being the sim that's running up against the wall. You feel me? Like, so it's like, okay, if I know with that self inquiry, if I know that I don't like bananas, but every time I'm around people, I might eat banana because I want to fit in, blah, 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 blah. And then, you get sick, or you deal with this, and then you're attracting a whole bunch of people
Who like bananas?
yeah, exactly. Because you keep
Right.
agreeing with it. You
Right.
keep saying,
Right.
yes, even
yes.
though there's internal conflict that's saying, no, I don't want to do this.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, so
Oh my God.
so it's just, and that's where the meditation comes in. That's where self inquiry comes in, because it's really just listening to yourself, and
Yes.
and you just like, what are the thoughts I have? I don't even subscribe to that. But instead, we keep it on a loop, and we just buy into it. We're like, yeah,
Right. Z, I want you to talk to that person who has not developed that relationship with themselves, right? What can they start doing right now to start listening to themselves and really understanding the two? How can they start that?
not to be cliche, I'm not even gonna say that, because that's not even really what I do. So I'm not gonna lead with something that I don't, fully stand by. But I would say journal.
Okay.
I think it's such a great tool. You could use it in so many different ways, whether it's just dumping. I feel like that's one thing, like, you don't really know how you feel, what you think, or whatever, because you don't have an avenue just to freely. It's basically a therapist. That's what you go and do. You literally dump with the therapist, and then the therapist helps you. While you're dumping, helps guide you to and ask you those self inquiry questions. How do you feel about that? Well, when he did that, what did you do? Well, why did you do that? And that's where, because people, they may understand what happened, and
Right.
they understand how they feel, but they
Right.
don't know where to go after that. Because now it's like all their stuff is on the table, all shit scattered around, but it's like, I don't even know where to start with this. Like, I don't even know where to start cleaning this up. All I know is that all it needs to be cleaned, So it's like, so I would say first, just have a journal where you could just dump. It don't gotta make sense. It don't gotta be perfect. Don't overthink it. Just let it out.
Okay.
Let it out, so then you can look at it without it being in a space where you don't trust or anything. Do it with yourself.
Yeah.
Like, your most deepest, like, honest emotions. I hate it today was awful. Like, like, just be like, because we won't even allow ourselves to be like, no, I really hated today. Like, we always like want to be grateful and things like that, and that's not a problem. But there needs to be duality. You have to.
Okay.
I'm angry. I'm hurt. I'm sad. We have to address. There's yin yang. We can't just automatically flip the darkness into light. You have to acknowledge the darkness first.
This is ministering to me right now, and I know everything. I know everything. You're speaking to me right now.
Talk to me.
I know this, but it be times where I be like, yeah, I know I feel sad, I feel anxious, I feel whatever. I don't have time to feel that. I need to get up and I need to go get something done. Jazz, get your ass up. Once I start feeling like that, I don't even let myself sit in it sometimes. I have to get up and I have to go and I have to be busy. I can't feel it. Sometimes I just feel like I need to feel it. You know, back when I was really developing a relationship with myself, I felt a lot because at that point in time, my life was very minimal. I didn't have anything to do. That was the in between period between going back overseas. I was done after Sweden. I came back here. I want to say 3-4 months. During that time, I had a lot of downtime. And so that's when I really started to connect with myself and really like go back to the childhood, go and heal those things. And it's like now my life is much more busy now. I have a lot going on in my life. And it's like
It's like you made space though.
I have to make space for that. It's like, yeah, I feel it when I have my mirror work sessions. I go and I just dump, just like you said, journal. I do that in the mirror.
Yeah, yeah.
I speak it out loud.
That's another good one though.
Yeah,
To even let yourself say it
Yeah.
really heals like your throat chakra with that.
Yes. I had to do that, and I do that in the mirror, and I'm like, okay, we not 100% right now, but we got to get up, put them clothes on, Jazz, and let's go. So, what would you say? Like, how can I navigate that a little bit more proficient in your opinion? How can I do that?
I definitely think there's a balance to it because that having that attitude is fundamental as well. Like you said, we can't sit in it.
Right.
We can't sit in it, and it also depends on. I feel like the weight of it. Some things are
Okay.
not meant to just sit there and go over, okay,
Okay,
I'm
okay.
tired, okay, whatever, or but if it
Yeah.
I feel like if it's a reoccurring thing, or if it's something that is reflecting back into your reality, back to
Okay.
you and your reality, then you want to kind of go into it
Got it.
a little deeper,
Okay,
like,
okay.
okay, well, why? Then you go with the inquiry. What is it? And it's like you're asking yourself, it's like you're staring, you're staring into yourself, and why are you upset? Hey, you've been off lately. Like, what's going on? The things that you would like somebody else to tell you.
Yes. Oh Lord.
Yes, like
Yes.
you got to do everything starts with you first. Everything starts with you first. So, hey, what's going on? I have seen that you've been off or you've been thinking about that thing a lot lately. Why you think you keep thinking about that? Like, cuz sometimes like you said we try to just it's cool. Like it's not cuz it's I don't want it to affect me.
Right.
So, to me it doesn't affect me.
Okay.
But if it keeps coming up, then that means you must have some type of emotional tie to it.
Okay. Got
You
it.
know?
Got it. And that's when you have to face it head on.
Exactly.
Ooh, that's making sense. Oh my goodness. So I want you to kind of talk back to, when you decided to be the tattoo artist. I want you to take me down that path. Like, what got you started into tattooing?
Well, I had started a long time ago. I'm not gonna lie, like my first go around, and I have a group of friends that let me tattoo on them for the first time, and it was trash. Like it was trash. Like I thought because I've always been an artist, drawing, painting, all that, like pretty good. So I just thought I was gonna be able to just jump into it, and no. So like I got discouraged. I stopped.
Okay.
And I just so this time around when I explained like my situation, I told myself like I remember I was in this hotel and it wasn't a nice hotel. Let me just say that it was not nice. It was, and I just like I had one of the mirror moments where I'm like I already know I was in the transition because I decided to jump off the porch.
Right.
But it was just so rough. Like I was like, oh, this was so rough. Like, but I told myself, I said, doing this, we're gonna learn the fundamentals. We're gonna take it all the way from the bottom. You're gonna start with line work. You're gonna learn about the needles, and I would just binge YouTube. Binge. I would watch 3 hour.
YouTube University.
Man, what?
What?
Shout out YouTube, man. But binge. Just I would go tattoo for hours. Like when I first started, I was tattooing. I would tattoo out of hotels and shit. And I would literally tattoo from like 9 at night to 11 the next morning. And that did that for like 3 months, like just straight. And then even when I would go back, like I was staying with a friend of mine at that time. She let me crash on her couch for a little bit, and I would go just after all that hours of tattooing. I would go and watch these dudes tattoo, cause and I'm a visual learner, so once I see you do it, I can do it. Like so, I would just watch their hand speed, watch their how far they sticking the needle out. Like
You were a student of the practice.
Man,
you was a
what?
student to the craft.
man, what and that's one thing like I really want to touch on too. Like for anyone who's trying to learn anything, like you have to get obsessive. You have to get obsessive and have that what is it called, like undivided attention to it. Like I think that's what has helped me excel so fast in the way in me getting to where I am now with it. Like I like a lot of people this 5 second reels and all this stuff, like it teach people's attention span. So but
Right.
it's like if you don't put in those hours, you gotta put in those hours outside of your craft, man.
Man, what? And I tell my clients this, I tell them this religiously. You have to be obsessed with it. Coming up my whole life, I'm a hooper.
Yeah.
Coming up, if you would have asked me back, 15, 16-year-old, I would have told you I'm hooping till I'm 40.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hoop till I die.
Yeah.
But that I was putting in those hours, man, and I mastered that craft. So it's like now, being that I'm not in that space competitively anymore, I am putting in my hours, putting in my 10,000 hours in something else.
Right.
I'm in the point in my life where I'm just exploring what I want to do.
Yeah.
Basketball took up the majority of my life, all of my life, for 25 years. I'm 29.
Yeah.
So ain't number 4 years into my adulthood, I feel like. And that's something that I had to grow through because I used to get on myself. I used to feel like I got a late start on life.
Right.
I feel like I didn't start my adulthood until I was like 27 when I got done hooping.
Man, what? I can relate to that, man. Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about anything. I wasn't thinking about building anything here. I didn't have no work history. I didn't have no credit established. Nothing.
Yeah.
So January 2019 is when I feel like I started adulthood, and I used to really like get on
yourself. Yeah.
I had to grow through that, and it's just that mirror.
Yeah.
Looking in that mirror, that is very, very powerful, man. I want to kind of change the subject a little bit. I want to know about, okay, so are you single? Are you seeing someone? Are you?
Yeah, I'm single. I'm dating.
Okay, you dating?
Yeah. I'm very much focused on my craft right now. I think, and myself. Like I always let people know, like, because I don't think a lot of people understand, when you're a tattooer, a lot of your life revolves around that.
Okay.
It's so many hours put into it, and like, at a time, and then you trying to rest. It's like people think, oh, you're just sitting in a chair, drawing on people. It's like
Right.
it takes a lot.
Right.
It's surgical. Like
Right, yeah,
this is surgical. It takes a lot out of you. So it's like and like I said with the hours, the amount of hours it takes, because it's not just that the amount of time taken just to do the tattoo. Like as you know, like doing the stencil itself. Like
Right, getting it right. Seeing if they want it at this place or that place. Right.
And hopefully you have a client that is patient and help, like works with you, and and then you don't have like a problematic client or something like that, like
man.
and it's not, you're not dealing, and then on top of that, it's not just tattooing. It's promoting yourself.
Yeah.
It's marketing. It's I gotta do the reels, and I gotta keep up with the algorithm, and I gotta post too. Like
Yep.
you know, it's like I gotta, and then I gotta answer the DMs, and I
Yep.
gotta be the schedule. So it's like it takes up a lot. So like even if I'm with you, I might have to be on the phone. Like
Right.
it's just a lot. Like and I always let people know that because they want a lot of attention. Like you know, and I'm like I can't give you all that. Like I can't give you all that, but I can make time. That's one thing.
Right.
Like I will make time when I feel like I can be present though. Like if I'm drained cuz I just did 8-hour sessions back to back like and my back is screaming like, you know, and I just feel like I can't be present with you, then I'm not going to ask you for your time just so that you know cuz I'm very you know, I try my best to be very intentional with the people that I deal with just because I'm 29 too. Like I'll be 30 in November. So,
Blessings.
man, what? I be excited. People be like, "What?" I be
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, like
Yes.
them 20s,
Yeah.
boy." I'm like, "Ugh, good riddance." Like
I'm very excited for the 30s. Go ahead.
Me too. It's like, ooh, like I just know so much more. Like
Yeah.
people, I think, like I said, it's that adolescence. You know, they don't want to let go of their
Adolescence.
adolescence. You know,
Ah.
everything.
So what's after? What would you say is after the adolescence? So after you've graduated that part of your life, what's after that adolescence?
It's you know, life is about like it's not about adulthood. It's about maturing.
Okay.
So you know, you have all these elements with you. Like I said, you have that masculine and feminine principles. Those are what you use to reparent yourself. So
Okay.
you understand. Okay, and within my masculine, it's usually what my father represents. You
Okay.
know, and it doesn't like I said it may not all be positive for a lot of people. It's not positive. You know, so it's like, but taking a clear look at what does a man and a woman represent to you because that's who you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis and that's how you're going to respond to them on a day-to-day basis. You can have different mother wounds and things like that. So it's like okay, I'm examining that because I'm going to take on those and I'm examining my masculine, I'm going to take on those. So then the reparenting comes with what does a divine woman look like to you? What qualities does she have? And then what does a divine masculine look to you? What qualities that does he have? And then you merge them within yourself. So
Okay.
when I was stepping into my, you know, being a businesswoman, being a tattooer, like, you know, being getting a little more footing in my career, I think I encourage everybody to come up with like to play with the idea of this. So I created an identity within me.
Okay.
And my best friend, she already knows, like, I call this identity Big Butters, right?
Okay.
You know, my tattoo name is Black Butterfly Tattoo. So she'd be like, Big Butterfly. So I'd be like, Big Butters. So, you know?
Okay.
But this is my divine masculine. So so I had to reconstruct what type of, where my masculine traits were coming from and like were they toxic, you know, like what type of how was I when it came to responsibility. So we're talking about masculine traits, so not man but masculine.
Right.
Responsibility, structure, boundaries,
Leader.
yes,
Right.
yes,
Right.
yes.
Exactly.
So I'm analyzing and I'm like, okay, this is where you're lacking, this is where you're still kind of adolescent in there, you know.
Okay.
Or even with like certain father's traits, like okay, lack of vulnerability,
Right.
you know, things like that. So
Right,
you
yeah.
cold, you don't you want to, you know, like you don't want to, you close off and things like that, like you don't want to be open, da 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 da.
Yes. Yes.
So I recreated a, you know, identity that I could step into in order to conduct business the way that I want to, because I was very much just naturally kind of a people pleaser, kind of a like pushover a little bit. I wouldn't really stand up for myself. Like I told you, the emotional thing, like I had to teach myself. I had to parent myself again. So if I was that little girl now, how would I be taught about emotions? How to handle my emotions, how to govern my emotions in a proper and mature way. You know, how do I articulate them? So, you know, because expressing your emotions is not just putting your emotions on the table. Expressing your emotions is first you understand your emotions, then when you're speaking to somebody, say it's a problem or, a situation or whatever, what am I trying to, within telling you my emotions, what am I trying to get you to understand about the situation?
Okay.
So it's not just because it's like, if you just dump on me, it's like, what is this? What,
Right.
like, I'm like,
That's I don't like dumping on people.
yeah. What am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do? So it's like knowing within that, within that exchange, like, okay, what is my intention behind telling you these things? So it's like I could tell you, like, and where do you hold back some? And I think that's another thing I had to learn. You got to keep some for yourself.
Yes.
They don't need to know every detail.
Correct.
Like, they just need to know what they
Right.
need to know so
Right.
that you can get your point across.
Yes.
And that's it. Like, and I used to too. I'm like,
Okay. So what are some, I guess, I'm not gonna say struggles, but just what are some things that you have to, I guess, go through being a tattoo artist and dating? Like some things that we probably wouldn't know as the general pop. What do you have to deal with being an entrepreneur and dealing with women? Like,
I think people get a misconception of me externally, or people want free tattoos. That's an obvious. That's an obvious. Like, I've definitely had women like act like they like me for tattoos and shit.
Right.
Like, so like, which is just funny, but and then I just think time. I think that's one thing. Like, women, women want time.
Yes, for sure.
And then I don't know, like, within this age and stuff, like, people may not have as much going on in their life as you, so they may want you to like, they want consistent interaction. Like, and I'm like, I'm not a teenager anymore. Like, I'm not gonna sit on the phone. I can't sit on the phone with
Right,
you all
right,
day.
right.
I may not talk to you for a couple days, a few days, but I'm very much I'm a communicator. So I'm like, I'm gonna let you know, like, hey, this, like, I have this date open, or
Yes.
blase.
Yes,
Like, I
yes.
think it's very, like,
Huge on the communication.
man, what?
Huge on it.
Man, what? And even still, sometimes it's just not enough because, like I said, like, people just want to be chased after, and like,
You ain't got time for that.
no, it's like they want to be validated through your, like, efforts.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
there's that whole, like, if you're not obsessed with me when we first meet, then I'm like,
Shawty, I'm married to the grind, okay?
no, for real.
I'm
Like,
on my purpose right now.
Yeah.
Now, if you fit into my purpose, if you fit into my life like a
Talk to me.
glove,
Talk
we
to
can
me.
have a conversation then.
Talk to him.
But if I gotta force this thing, I ain't going.
Just to show you that I like you and that I'm interested, like, you have to just know me and understand me, like, from, in the sense of, like, I'm just not dealing with anybody.
Oh my
Like,
goodness. So what's your type? What's your type of woman? Talk to me. What's your
Man,
type out
what?
there? Yeah.
man, I mean, I love black women. Like, that's,
Yes.
man, I love me some black women.
Yes.
Like,
Queens.
Yes, like, I love a smile, I love a good smile, like, I love an intellect, and it's let me not get deep. Let me finish your question.
Oh, man, we gotta get deep.
No, it's like, I just be like, everybody always talks about attraction, but sometimes you're attracted to something that's not good for you. And I had to really, like, learn that, and I'm like, but yeah, so I used to like them, like, real spicy, like, like, I just like,
Real spicy.
yeah, like just, like, strong headed, strong willed, like, I like them spicy, like.
Okay.
But then I realized, like, sometimes the spice come with they unemotionally they unavailable emotionally.
Emotionally unavailable.
Yeah. And that's where the spiciness come from. You
Okay,
feel me?
okay.
Like,
So that's your type. You like it? What
no,
you
it's not my type no more. It's what I used to be attracted
Okay, it's what
to.
you used to be attracted to.
Yeah,
Got you.
so,
Okay,
like,
okay.
I had to mature, like, baby girl, like, you know where the end. My shadow, like, you know where that ends us up, right?
Right,
we don't like that. Yeah, like, I feel like what I'm looking for. Let me go off that. Like, what
Okay.
I'm looking for, I would say, is somebody who on their purpose too. Because then it's like, then we can, like, it's, this is another thing that I realized. It's like, it's about compatibility. Like,
I was
attraction.
just talking about this last
Man,
night. Ooh.
attraction is minuscule to compare. It don't matter how much, man, what your qualities could be on point, what I'm attracted to you, what everything is like amazing, but the key points we're not compatible in. Like your lifestyle, my lifestyle. What do you want for? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where I see myself in 5 years? Like
You about to make me jump up and run out of the door. You are speaking. You are taking the words. Speak it. What?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Did you hear this?
Yeah.
That is so facts.
Yeah.
Like factual, Joe. My friend asked me last night, like, what's your type? I'm like, yeah, of course I love the physical.
Yeah.
I'm attracted to what I'm attracted to
Yeah.
physically, but
Yeah.
it's about the compatibility. You can be attracted to somebody that you are not compatible with.
Man, what?
I need for you to fit inside my life like a glove, okay?
No, right, right.
So, what are some non-negotiables for you?
Let me think.
Non-negotiables.
I think transparency for sure. I feel like
Tell me more about that.
I think you kind of touches back on the emotionally unavailable, things like that. Like in order for us to be on the same page about things, there has to be transparency involved. There has to be a willingness to lay your cards down, lay my cards down, and be like, hey, this is where I'm at. Like, that saves people a lot of heartache and misunderstandings and arguments and people feeling weird because you was just giving me certain energy like for months, and now you're not giving me that energy, like, and then you want to play dumb, like, so I feel like there's a lot of games within that, you feel me? So that, and I think on your healing journey, I think like you definitely have to be invested in self-work.
Okay.
Because I'm not here to be your teacher.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
I at first, that was part of my thing. I like to do that. Like, yeah, but like, people have to, first of all, you don't teach anybody. People just learn.
Okay.
They teach themselves.
They teach themselves.
Yes,
yeah,
yes. So you can be a representation, or you can, display these things. But it's just like a baby, like they are teaching themselves through your actions.
Right.
One of my questions was, what do you think, or top 3 impactful things that you learned within your basketball career?
Okay. So top 3 impactful things I've learned in my basketball career. I would definitely say patience. I learned patience. I learned anything that I put in, I'm gonna get that coming back out. That's 2. Well, I would say patience, reciprocity, and the third lesson that I've learned in basketball, impactful,
Yeah, help shape you, mold you.
help shape me. I would probably say just, let me think about that.
Take it on.
I learned patience because, I mean, I've been playing since I've been 5, man. All my life I had the dream to be a professional player. So just having that dream since 5 years old and didn't see it to come into fruition until I got 24. So patience there. The reciprocity, giving 100%, therefore, so I can get 100% out of that. I understand that. And I would say the third one is, man, just learning how to be a team player, honestly. Like learning how to, because I'm a leader innately. I'm a leader, but hooping made me open to other perspectives, I would say. because I used to be so like closed minded. This is how I'm doing things. This is the only way that I'm gonna do it. I wasn't open minded. So hooping and collaborating and being on different teams helped me to be a team player, essentially. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, when you hit that last one, I had watched one of the other podcasts that you did. You was talking about, I was gonna say like receiving self like criticism maybe,
Okay. Okay.
because only because you touched on that on one of your episodes, like just about like the coaches like not being coachable or something like that, you know, and like wanting to, you know, thinking that, you know, your shit don't stink and you
Right.
better, yeah.
Yeah.
So like so I was like, that's probably when I played sports a lot.
What really ignited that what ignited that conversation, it was that was like a trigger, like I had to like get that out.
Yeah.
Oh man, I just saw myself in one of my clients and I'm like, I needed to speak that. I needed to talk to my younger self. Like, girl, your shit stank too. These folks is looking at your character. Okay.
Exactly.
So when I saw that, I needed to go and I needed to, okay, this is what I needed to hear
Yeah.
when I was going through that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely say that. Okay.
Okay, let me see.
Talk about okay, go ahead. You
ahead,
have some
go
more
ahead.
questions
Yeah,
for
go
me?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let me marinate on mine. Go
Okay,
ahead. Throw your-
okay. So talk about what do you look for in a woman? What are some of your turn-ons? Non-sexual turn-ons.
Yeah. Nurturing spirit.
Ooh.
That is, I'm not gonna lie, that's it. Like
Yeah.
that be my thing. Like I feel like a woman with a nurturing spirit, like so much fruit comes from that. Like
Yes, Lord.
what? Look, like
Yes,
man,
Lord.
what? Like that alone gets sexual from there. You feel me? Like that
That's a
right there.
fact.
You know, a woman who's willing to cater, who can be an ear, you know, who can listen and just like, you know, submit in a way, you know, and but also like I think like let you know the real too. I think that's very, very important. Like not just like I don't know, like housewifey type. You know, it's different. Like, but still have a backbone, still have her own personality and her own opinions on things, and know how to communicate and deliver them in a way that's not like it's like listen. I feel where you coming from.
Yeah.
Take a look at this perspective. Though.
Okay.
You know, like
yeah.
still rooted in her femininity. You know,
Okay,
I think that's
okay.
very. I feel like a lot of women are very rooted in their masculinity right now. Like they want they go getters. They you know they
Yeah.
doing that. So
Yeah.
but I feel like they're afraid to like be submissive or to you know be a caterer. You know, and I think that.
Okay. But you know what? I love a little bit of both though.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
when we home, I need that femininity because that's when I can just relax and debrief and just, just take my armor off. I love when you ask me what you need, baby. Like what's something? What do you need? What do you need for me to do? Oh, that question alone.
That's it.
What do you need me to do right now in this moment?
Right. What do you need from me?
Yes, what do you need? That's one of my turn-ons right there in itself.
Man, what?
And another turn-on for me is just being proactive. Like, if you see that I need something,
yes,
you do it without me even asking.
Yes, initiative. That was.
Oh my gosh.
Initiative.
That's another huge one.
Ooh, that will. Like I said, it turned sexual real quick. Like, oh, by the way, baby, I went ahead and put gas in the car, and I did.
Oh. What?
Like,
come here.
No, exactly.
Bring your ass here, right?
I know I gotta go to a meeting, right?
Come here real quick.
Yeah,
what?
on me. And I feel like it's hard because I feel like I'm that.
Okay.
Yeah, I always tell people always ask me like, oh, like, where are you on the spectrum? Da, 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 da. I'm like, or they, want to try to label or put,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I'm like, I always tell people I'm androgynous. Like,
Okay.
I,
Okay.
it's a balance of masculine and feminine energy.
So now that right there, I'm not really knowledgeable. I know what the term means, but kind of go delve into that a little bit more.
Okay. So for me, it's a balance of my masculine and my feminine energy.
Okay.
Just because I wear what I wear does not have to do with anything about like how I see myself. It's just
Okay.
what I like to wear.
Okay.
Like, and people want to try to define you, based off that. But, when I say androgyny, I mean like I can be soft. I'm very in touch with my feminine. I can nurture, I can cater, I can be a safe space. I can do all that, but I also know how to get up and go get it. I can be direct and provide structure and provide logic and understanding and reasoning.
Yes.
And also like, hey, I understand like how you feeling right now, and I'll fully validate that. But baby girl,
Make it happen.
We gotta make some shape.
Right,
Like we
right,
can't we can't sit still. Like
Okay.
so that's what I say when I mean that. It's
So
like,
what are your pronouns? What you go by?
oh, I'm
Okay.
she.
Well, I have to ask people that because
Yeah.
when it comes to like this gay stuff,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't be
yeah.
knowing like
Oh God, oh God, oh God. I'm like, look, I'm sorry,
I don't
but
be knowing, bro.
no, that's why I'm like, I'm very, very fully
Okay.
love being a woman.
Okay,
Like,
yeah,
I love being a woman. I love women. Like,
Yeah.
so,
Okay.
that that get a little too technical for me. Like,
Let's get a little deep.
Yeah.
Sexual turn-ons. What
Sexual
turns you
turn-on.
on? What turns you on? Sacral.
I feel like confidence.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. Like, I like somebody who can initiate. But it's like without coming off like too thirsty.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
okay,
Like it's
okay.
like, but I feel like when you come off thirsty, it's like it's almost a lack of confidence. It's like you're too eager almost.
Ooh, okay.
You feel me? Like it's like
Yes,
it's
I can
like
see that.
I gotta do something. Like
Ooh,
you're
okay,
not like
okay.
rooted in it. Like if you gonna make that move, you make that move and you
Mm-hmm.
be solid in it. It's like if you nervous, then you might be a little antsy, stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. Which I don't give grace to that. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But I feel like like I like dominance too.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm a switch, so like I like like I got
Yes,
like
ma'am.
I'm a like absolutely I need to be able to dominate you, and not
Okay.
need to be able to because
Okay.
it's gonna happen, but like
Okay.
I also like someone who can play that role too.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Talk a little bit about it because somebody asked me, "Are you switch?" I didn't even know what the
Yeah,
hell
yeah,
the
yeah.
term means.
Yeah.
When it comes to this gay shit,
Yeah.
I don't be for somebody who gay.
Yeah.
I don't be knowing.
It's like people think every woman who maybe like masculine presenting or whatever, they think like, oh, are you a touch me not? I'm like, no,
Oh,
I like to
no,
get
no.
pleased, okay? You hear me? Like, no,
Right.
like
I can't cap. I was one of them ones though.
Yeah.
It pleases me when I please my woman.
Yeah, no,
I can't cap.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
me at one
yeah,
point,
yeah.
but I had to grow my ass up.
yeah. Girl, you deserve your pleasure
Hey,
too. Like
come on
what?
now. Okay.
I get it though.
Okay. So, okay, so in the bedroom, we gonna get down and dirty.
Okay, let's go. Let me get some wine. in
So
me.
this is what I say. Like when it comes to me exchanging my sacred energy with someone, I don't play with it. Like
Period.
I can't play with it.
Yeah.
So before I even engage in that energy with you, I have to make sure number one that we align.
Right.
Number two, that you are equipped as well as myself. I need to ground myself. I need because I'm not if I'm not spiritually aligned at that moment, I'm not gonna engage in you. That's not fair to me. That's not fair to you.
Right.
So I want you to talk to me about like, okay, so if you got a new girl, right? Right, y'all what about a month or two in? When do you feel like it's safe to exchange sacredly with her?
feel like it's I feel like after you've had that at 2 months in, I feel like you should have an understanding whether you're gonna be dealing with this person or not.
Yeah.
Like, there has to be certain, okay, we're compatible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I our lifestyles, match and align. You're in a good headspace. I think that's very important. I feel like that's very important when you're doing, like, like you said, that energy exchange is like, because everything could be great, but you might be in a rough space,
Yeah.
or something like that. So it's
Yeah.
like, we don't want to just do that and exchange that type of energy there, whatever. But I think yeah, and then I think after that it's just energy. It's just energetic. It's like it's a feeling. It's a moment.
Yeah.
I think we kind of lost that. I feel like that used to be the thing. Like, where it's just like you just you catch the vibe and it's like it just kind of flows within it. Now I feel like sometimes it can be more like mechanical or like
Okay. Okay.
more verbal, like, oh, this is what are we gonna do this, or this is like, it's like, of course you need to communicate, make sure everybody's on the same page,
Right.
consent and all these things,
Okay.
but like just feeling the vibe out, making sure y'all are both like ready, like, I'm the type of person, like, I don't, like, I might date multiple people, but I'm not just having sex with multiple
Right.
people.
Same.
Yeah,
Same here.
like, it's like, cause like I said, the energy exchange, that's too much. Like,
Yeah.
and I also know what I'm coming with, so I'm like, I ain't trying to have too many people crazy out here.
Oh yeah. Okay. So she turned them crazy.
No.
Okay. 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 So, what turns you on? I'm talking about, like, let's get into it. Listen, what turns me on in the bedroom?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you,
Talk about it.
cause I be popping my shit.
Yeah.
I talk.
Yeah.
I ain't no quiet
Yeah.
fucking around here.
Yeah.
I pops my shit, okay?
Yeah.
So if she can pop that shit with me,
Yeah.
oh
Okay.
Lord.
Okay. A talker.
Oh yes, I love me
Yeah.
a talker, man.
Yeah.
That's like one of my biggest turn-ons. What's like one of your biggest turn-ons in the bedroom?
I don't know, like, I like when a girl like put it on me, like, like when she like just come in and just like, this is what I want and I want it now.
Yes.
Like, that shit is so fucking
Yes,
sexy
yes,
to me.
yes.
Like, you just ready. You like
yes.
you ready. Like, or like just come straddle on nigga.
Yes,
Like, you
like-
know me? Like, I love being straddled. Like, I'm just sitting
Okay.
on the couch, just boom. I'm like, oh,
Yes. Oh my
titties in
goodness.
my face. Like,
Yeah.
what's up? Like,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah, you like that? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Another turn on for me. What's another turn on, man?
Do you like public stuff?
Ah,
Subtle public stuff. Like may not like full blown.
like a kiss, yeah, like a quick little makeout session. Yeah, I love kissing.
Yeah.
So yeah, something like that.
About a little like a little touch. Like, what about like in a car? Like y'all on the way somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. I'm very affectionate.
Yeah.
So if we vibe like that, if we that attracted to each other like
Yeah.
that, yes,
Yeah.
I'm like
Yeah.
that. But I ain't like just all in your face with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we
Yeah.
can, sneak off in the corner.
Yeah,
If I
yeah.
can get me one in for
Right,
sure.
oh God,
Yeah. I was gonna say though, a sexy ass moan be
But or the
turning me
faces.
on.
That's what I was gonna say. Faces. Faces.
Oh, that be turning me
moan.
on. Yes.
I like nasty stuff, like fingers in the mouth and choking. I like stuff like that.
You like to be choked or you like to choke her?
both of them.
Yes.
I like to get a little rough, like that's
Ooh,
yeah,
girl.
yeah. rough is that's nice. Like,
So okay, so talking about sexual exchanges or sacral exchanges, are you only attracted to the feminine woman sacrally?
yeah.
Okay,
Like,
gotcha.
I yeah. I love a
Yeah, you like
woman.
them
Like, yeah,
feminine. Okay,
yeah.
yeah. I never got into the.
Mhm.
I never was attracted to masculine energy.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
As far as I can think back, go all the way back. I never been attracted to any masculine figure ever.
Mhm.
I guess it's just me being a hooper, me growing up
Mhm.
around dudes, my cousins. I don't know what it is, but
Mhm.
you know that stereotype that all hoopers, all girl hoopers are gay.
Right, right, right. They be in the
Fell
locker
in it.
rooms.
Yeah, so
In the locker rooms acting a fool.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
that's pretty much it.
yeah, I like a woman in a dress, just fitted, like,
Yes.
ooh, like
Oh
I
yes.
think that's another thing, like another turn on. Like I like sexy but classy. Like you could show your little skin off and shit like that, like the one with the little cutouts, like where it be like, but it's like it's tasteful.
Yes.
Like, that right there, I'll be like, gotta go. We not even leaving, actually. Like,
Ooh, I love sex appeal,
yes,
not hoish, for
yes,
lack of a better
yes,
terms.
yes,
Not just all in your face, showing you everything. I love
yes.
the the discreetfulness, if that's a word. I
Mhm,
love to think, is she nasty? Is she
mhm,
classy? What
mhm,
is she? I
mhm.
love that. I
What?
love that in a woman. But you can tell that she low key go crazy in the bed.
What?
I love that though.
Yes,
Ooh,
yes.
girl.
You could. Man, this another one. Looks.
Okay.
The way a woman will look,
The way she look
boy.
at you.
What?
Ooh.
Cause women got them looks, boy. They
Mm.
got them. They got when they looking at you. Even when they
Mhm.
mad, they be
Mhm.
looking at you. But then you could
Mhm.
tell they not really mad.
Right.
It's like you need to go
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
back
yeah.
real quick.
I
Like.
wanna I be wanna ask like mass women like, so how you feel about like strapping women? Like, cause I tell you my thoughts. Like,
Okay.
I don't have to do it. Number one, I can't feel the shit.
Yeah.
I'm doing it because you want to do it. If that's something that you enjoy, of
Yeah.
course, I
Yeah.
would do it. I
Yeah.
don't need it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's something that I'm not. I'm not gonna say I'm not into, but if my
Mhm.
partner is into that, of course, I will
Mhm.
please you in that way.
Yeah.
What do you think about strapping?
I mean, I'm into it.
Okay.
Um, I think for me, it's like a dominance thing.
Okay.
I very much can do without. Like,
Yeah.
I like the intimacy of just using what God gave us.
Right. Exactly.
But
Exactly.
I feel like also like with the strap, it like gives me the opportunity to use both my hands for
Okay.
things and
Okay.
like like make it maybe more sensual in a sense where it's like if you one hand tied up the other one you do
Yeah.
your thing and you like you trying to juggle a lot, you feel me,
Yeah.
like, but
Yeah.
with that it's like
Yeah.
I can get up in your face with it. I can, like I said, use both my hands, things like that, like, and like I said, I think it's just a dominance thing.
Yeah.
like,
But you
like
know what I love? I love though. I'm very like, I ain't gonna lie, I be rough as hell. Like
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm
come
rough, but I'm
here.
rough, but I am sensual though.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah,
have that sensual
there's a
touch.
difference.
I have that sensual touch. I love when a woman is on top of me, but it's like I'm doming her though. Like that's like the best because she controlling her nut, like she
Yeah,
controlling her orgasm,
yeah,
but I'm still doming her. Like
yeah,
that's one of my favorite
yeah.
positions. Like
I like from the back, but I'm like leaning over the top of her, like on her back, and I'm like,
yeah, I
that's my shit.
yes,
That's my
I
shit.
love that one,
And
boy.
then she
Yes,
looking up,
yes,
like
girl.
you just looking at her face, like what?
Yes,
What? That's my shit.
one of my favorites. So you like a missionary?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like missionary too.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I like kind of putting it on the side a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
The side, boy. You have them on that side. Your
yeah,
motherfucking
yeah,
head back.
yeah,
Choke.
yeah,
What?
yeah.
Stop playing with me.
Like man, what? Like I just like when you just when you now we getting into
We
it.
get into it.
But like when you hit that spot, you could just see it all over their face. Like they like fuck, like especially cuss me out.
Oh, you like that? Man, listen. One of my biggest turn ons when I see she's about to reach her climax, I'm gonna tell you, like, every time I tell her this, she be going crazy. Bitch, you better not fucking nut right now.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
nut when I tell you to
Yeah,
nut.
yeah, yeah.
Girl,
Yeah,
girl, they go crazy.
yeah,
You nut when I tell you to nut. Stop playing
yeah,
with me.
yeah. They
Oh
like.
my gosh,
I think
popping my shit.
that's another thing too. Like, I think that's why women be like it. I feel like they might have trouble finding the right woman, but I feel like that's why they like to be with women that are balanced. You know, like that have it because it's like they get that sensuality that they may not have found elsewhere.
Yeah.
But if you a woman who's rooted and strong within your masculine side too,
Yes.
then they get that dominance too. But it's in a
Yes.
way where they're gonna submit and
Yes.
like receive it. Like
Girl, we gonna pause right there. But now we was talking about like straight women definitely have the fantasy to have sex with a lesbian.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's that intuitive connection. That shit is just if you haven't experienced it, you wouldn't know.
Right.
When you do experience it, you absolutely know what we talking about when we saying like having sex with a woman is different.
Talk about your first time.
Oh, my first time. So I had snuck out the house. So I actually didn't I'm well, I had like I grew up like I always grew up a tomboy. And then, like, you deal with these little things, playing house and all these little things. I don't really count all that, but it was like the trickle in. But
Right.
I feel like my first time was had snuck out the house. It was my junior year. I was out here in Houston actually, and I knew like me and my girl at the time, we was gonna spend the night at my friend's house. So I already knew what was going on.
Knew it was up.
Yeah, and I was like so nervous though, like, cause I'm like, it's a woman, like, you know what I'm saying? And like even at that time, like I was a virgin, like I ain't never like slept with no dude or nothing like that. So I really was unexperienced, like
Okay.
I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. I just remember doing so much research.
You do research?
Yeah, like I was literally like Googling this shit. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, I need to know like, and I remember they said some shit like they was talking about like different tongue like
Tongue patterns.
Yeah.
Yeah. You trying them out?
Hell yeah. I was like, bro, because I'm a perfectionist. Like, I can't take no L. Like, I'm like, this arena, I'm like, I gotta be,
Girl.
man, what? I was like, So, yeah. So I just remember, like, we was all hanging out, shit like that. Then, everybody went to their selective room. And then it got a little dark. And then it was like,
Yeah.
that's the thing about women, too. Sorry, I always get, but it's like,
Yeah.
women will always let you know when they're ready subtly as fuck. Like, it don't take even much. You could be, and the girl will just move her body in a certain way, or she'll lean into you or something, and you like, oh, it's green. Like,
Right.
you know me? Like, it don't
You
take
gotta
much.
be mindful of that though, cause
Yeah.
niggas be overlooking that though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's like, so she was just giving me like certain rubs, certain cues, so then kissing, then I got on top,
Yeah.
like here's my time to shine, titties, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get it warmed up, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
for sure, yeah.
And then, I worked my way down and stuff and yeah, I did my thing.
Did your thing,
Yeah, I
girl.
did
My
my
first
thing.
time, a hot damn mess.
It was Talk about it. Talk about it.
Girl. Every time I think back, I'm like, bro, I was hurting this girl, man. I was sucking her shit hard as fuck. Sucking the clit hard.
Yeah.
And she was so supportive. Her ass up there moaning like, I'm hurting the shit out of your clit right now, girl.
Right. It's like looking back on it, you was like, you notice, you was like, nah, that wasn't it.
That was not it.
Yeah.
I do not want nobody sucking like a straw, like a too thick ass smoothie.
You like,
Why the hell was I sucking on the clit that damn hard?
Yeah, you was like, that was the spot. You was like, this is the thing I need to go for. Like, Man.
She came out the room. I'm talking about walking like this. I felt like I was just macho man.
Yeah.
My ass in up
Her
there.
shit swole as hell, hanging out the lip.
Oh
hanging out
my
the lips,
god, bro! I laugh at myself. I'm like, man. After that, man, I don't know. I just got better and better. Shit, you know what I'm saying?
You start to, and that's another thing. Like, I feel like another reason why women love women is because, I mean, unless you just completely egotistical, which there's a lot of women out here that are like that too, but you read a woman's body. You are super observant to the motions of her body and the different tones and moans and the faces and
breaths.
yes, the breaths. The breath is so key. Is she can moan all she want. The breath is gonna tell you what's really real. It keynote.
Clip that up.
You welcome.
For sure that.
You welcome, cause nah, for real, like she gonna let you know when she can't catch that motherfucker. Then you can't fake that.
Right, yeah.
You can't fake that.
You can't fake that breath. Yeah, you can fake everything else but that breath. That's another thing too. Is learning in my massage therapy right now. It's all about connecting to the breath and really taking your time. That's what I'm really learning, because I have that intuitive touch, but it's just in syncing the breath with it. Once y'all are in sync with that breath, it's just it's a how do you say it? Invigorating feeling. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very excited to low key add some of my massage techniques to my sex play. Oh my gosh, that shit is about to be crazy.
Stupid.
What? I'm learning so much, and I'm just learning a lot about the body too. Like, you know, I'm taking kinesiology, anatomy, like learning the digestive system, the urinary tract, everything, like how our body's functioning. You know, refreshing that. I did that in college, but now it's just like a refresher.
Yeah. But
So it's good to
more now. So it's like when you refresh and you're like, now you can piece stuff together more creatively, even within your craft. Like, oh, okay, I knew that, but now based off of what I've learned up to this point with other avenues of whatever, now I can implement that into this, even into your your training and like don't do it like this, do it like this, because then then you get more power from the knee, like
right.
like that. Like,
So let's talk about kind of change it up a little bit. We didn't got dirty, like got sexy a little bit. If you had to, and I ask all of my guests this, if you had to give a young artist, a young aspiring artist, some game, if you had to give them some cold game, some game that you wish you had in your early stages, what would you give them?
Stay consistent. Yeah, stay consistent and build solid relationships.
Okay.
Your relationships will take you further than like money, any financial, like gain that you think you're gonna get. Like, and I think also like don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to like initiate a connection or initiate a relationship. I feel like that opened a lot of doors for me just because I wasn't scared to ask.
Okay.
I wasn't scared to like talk to somebody that I looked up to, mentor, somebody on Instagram. Just reach out like, yo, like, love your work. Would love to chop it up with you. Conversation.
Yeah.
Not even like not even saying like apprenticeship or whatever, or have them be a mentor, but just hey, can I take you out for coffee? Do you have any time, or can I meet you at your residence? Do you have any time, like 20 minutes for a conversation? Like that initiative really shows a lot to I feel like people who are in those places. It's like a respect thing. Like I respect your craft, I respect your work ethic, and I always make sure like I lead with that. Like, look, I really respect your work ethic. I respect your craft, like, and how how far you've come, and things like that. I would just love to sit down and have a conversation with you if you have any time in your schedule. And I get so much gain from that. I get so much, and then I feel like it just really locks in that makes you real personable, like locks in that relationship. I feel like a lot, like there's relationships with people that I have today, like that, you know, I really like I look up to, and that it was like just off the strength of me just not being afraid to ask, not being afraid, even showing them my work, like, what do you think of this? Knowing like obviously I'm not at the caliber of they're at, but not being afraid to be like critique
Yeah,
me,
yeah, you want
critique
that.
me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what's up. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. So it's like that consistency for sure. I feel like like, and I think something like you mentioned, like, give yourself time.
Okay.
Give yourself time, like consistency, and give yourself that time to just watch things unfold. The opportunities are coming, the opportunities are there. It's like, but if you're not like consistently growing and building, like that's one thing like I aim for, like more than you know streamline of clients is that in each piece I grow,
Okay.
and each piece is better than the last piece I
Yes,
did.
yes, yes.
Like that's where my aim is at. Like,
Okay.
have I grown between these two pieces? It could
Okay.
be from today to yesterday,
Okay.
but within each piece that I do, I'm studying myself. I'm using different things that I've studied to see if am I getting the hang of this? Am I what works better for me? Oh, this worked really well when I turned the machine down this way and I moved it. Like
Yeah.
experimentation. I feel like too. That's
Okay.
that's another one. Yeah.
Okay. For these next 6 months of the year, what's something that you are going to shed? What's something that you are going to pick up for the latter year? What's something that you're going to shed? Something that you are going to pick up?
Uh, I I'll say what came to my head first. Shed distraction, pick up more discipline.
Okay.
I think that's where I'm at right now. Like,
Shed distractions
yeah, shed my
and
distraction.
pick up more discipline.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I'm pretty much a focused person as is, but I feel like there's things, or let me shed maybe procrastination.
That's a big one for me too.
I think that's more dialed in than distractions. I think it's not so much that I'm distracted; it's just that I'm procrastinating.
Same.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's there, like it's just like I'm not the discipline. That's why I followed up with the discipline, like just lock in all the way. Like what need to be done. Don't overthink it. That's what me and my best friend, we heard this term and we use it all the time now, like analysis paralysis. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Like,
addicted to that information.
man, what it's like what do they call it? Mental masturbation.
All kind of words for it.
Man, what? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, cause it's just like, oh, I need more information. I need more knowledge on. I need more. And it's like, no, you need to get it done. Yes.
You need to go.
Initiate.
Yep. Just like with I didn't know nothing about starting no damn podcast.
Yeah.
Let me start. Okay, number one, Google, what do I need to do to have a podcast? I
Exactly.
need the camera, I need the mic, I need the light, I need the audio recorder. Let me just start from there.
It's beautiful. Like, we go back to what we were talking about earlier. A question. A question, man. Like, it's like, and that's what helped me build my career. How do I get my shading that smooth?
Yeah, yeah.
And then I just head dive first into that one question.
There you go.
And then it stems so much. Like, even when you say, what do I need to do to get started? Okay, a camera. Okay, what's the best podcast camera?
Girl.
You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? Exactly.
Yes.
You start dialing in. You
Yup.
start focusing in on it's like, okay, gotta go broad first.
Yeah.
Same thing with self-inquiry.
Oh my
Gotta go
goodness.
broad first.
That's powerful.
Man. And then you can start picking at the specifics of it.
So what's next for you? What do you have brewing up, man?
I can't say too much, but I will say, like, definitely putting more emphasis on my like painting and myself as
I definitely need a piece from you on
Yeah,
this wall
yeah, I
somewhere,
seen- I
man.
seen these
I'm gonna need for you to take this space up right
Yeah,
there.
let's get
I
it.
need 1, 2, 3. I need something right there. Give me,
Yeah, I'm
give
not
me
gonna
some
lie.
light.
After our conversation, I feel like
I ain't gonna lie, and I need them that size too. Whatever
that's
it costs.
perfect.
Whatever it costs. Let me
that's
know.
perfect. That's perfect. And I'm not gonna lie. After our conversation, I feel like energetically, I don't even. I got you.
We
Yeah,
we gonna support now.
Yeah.
We gonna support
I
now.
got you though. I got you. I already got it. I already see the vision of it
Yes, yes.
for sure. Like, and yeah. So I think I'm expanding on that for sure more. Yeah, I recently had an opportunity where like I was able to showcase my work off, and that's been very exciting. And so with that, it's inspired me even more, like because it was like left field kind of.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, wow, I never even thought of it. I guess me stepping into it that way. And I was like, you know what? I was like, okay, and it really pushed me to, because I feel like my tattooing, I guess I don't want to say it's like more practical, but it feels that way to me. It's like, okay, this is what you want. I put it on, I have the necessary skills to carry it out, and, I do the piece. Obviously there's definitely challenges within that. There's things that I haven't done before and, things like that. But painting is so much more intimate to me. So I feel like that was the thing that I've always kind of like been more passive about, or I might be more, I don't want to use like insecure, but I'll just very be like, I just got into letting people like watch me paint and like, like cut, or like just being very like, it's good, like, and I'm like, and then in the back of my head, like, you ate, you ate, like, but just needing like a little more validation or whatever. But now I feel like just like with the opportunity that was presented, I just feel more confident in my skills within it. And I'm like, okay, I thank you, universe, because I needed that little push. And like, because ultimately I love tattooing, don't get me wrong, I love that I'm an entrepreneur. I can do something, I can work on my own time, I can do something that still attributes my talents and like my artistic ability, and it's just is, I'm not gonna say it's my passion though. I'm passionate about it though. But my passion is to create, like, and like paint and like drawing and stuff has always been my medium more so. And fashion, like I love to dress, like, but so when I think about like, oh, like if I'm like retired or whatever, whatever, I'm like in Santorini, Greece, just fucking painting. Like just doing commission pieces, and they're like, yeah, Brigitte, and we need that piece by. I'm like, yeah, I got you. Like, just, like just reading, learning, and creating pieces.
That's what's up. Anything else you want to share to the people, to your audience, to my audience, to people who don't even know you yet?
I would say, let me see, share. What do I want to share? I would say, the most important thing is to know yourself. Everything stems from self. Everything outside of you is a reflection of yourself. There's nothing, you're not meant to change the outside. Whatever's outside, examine how your response to it on the inside. and see if you can get an understanding of that, and then, shift that, because the external is like the ultimate distraction, and it's also the product of the internal.
Ooh.
Like, yeah, like
You need to repeat that again.
let
You
me see. Let me see if I can. It was like kind of like
Nah, that last part. You said whatever you are feeling inside, that reflects out, and vice versa.
right.
What I took from that is just prime example. If your space is in disarray, 9 times out of 10, the mental, the spiritual is in disarray. So we got to clean those things up. That's how I know, okay, if my space is in disarray, I ain't right. Let me
Yeah.
clean my space
Yeah,
first so
yeah.
I can have a clear head.
Right.
That's powerful,
Scattered.
man.
And now
Scattered.
that's why all my stuff is scattered.
Facts, man.
Yeah.
So this was very insightful.
Yes.
Very insightful. I really enjoyed this, Z.
Likewise.
What?
Likewise. We might have to do a part 2.
Oh, come on, man. Part 2 already underway. And like I
Yeah.
said, this your wall right here. So
Yeah.
I'm going to let you just do whatever. I'm not going to give no limitations to you. That's your wall. I need a piece of you right there.
I got you. Easy.
So let them know how to find you.
Okay. So you can follow me on Instagram at Black Butterfly Tattoos, spelt all the way out, no different characters or anything like that. It's real simple. That's your quickest way to get a hold of me.
Okay.
And so yeah, if you want some commission artwork, if you want some tattoos, or maybe eventually I'll, get to talking on there more. If you have
Yeah.
any questions, just, feel inspired by what we were talking about today, just reach out and.
Yes, ma'am. Hit my girl up. Man, this was a blessing
Man,
once
thank you
again.
so much for having me.
And you are now tuned into another Cold Game Conversation. I am your host, Jazz Avante. We have my girl here, Z. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Man, that was good.
Yes.
Hey.